Disney owns Disney owns Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and ESPN. Disney owns Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and ESPN. Disney owns Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and ESPN. So why do they feel less relevant than a streamer sitting in their bedroom? If I was to own Disney for a day, here's what I would do. Don't mind me, I'm just looking at my notes, right? That's what I would do. Disney has one problem. Well, they have more than one problem, but this is the first problem. Number one, they have an ecosystem issue. Ecosystem structure. Right. They own what I say, ESPN. Matter of fact, let's write it like this. They got ESPN, right? Hulu, Cruises, Disney Plus, what else do they got? They got parks. Can't forget about the parks. All of these things are separate and they all feed back into Disney itself, the Disney brand, the Disney ecosystem, right? Oh yeah, they also got merch. Can't forget about merch. Ew. Hopefully, I don't care about the AC coming on, right? And the issue with all of this is it makes the consumer, makes it a customer, right? So you have customers of each individual thing that they have, right? But customers do not equal citizens. They don't equal supporters. They don't equal community. They're just customers at the end of the day, right? They're not members, right? Now I done ran out of space already, so you just bear with me. And so if I was to own Disney for the day, the first thing I would address is this, but it would be in tandem, right? Because if you think about it, all the big companies, you got Apple, right? Apple has users. You got Costco. Even Costco has a membership. Disney, what are you? If you're a Disney supporter, right? You're just a customer of one of their many different businesses. They have too many businesses, and it's not clear who you're supporting, what you're supporting, what team you're on. Okay, cool. What does that mean? What does that look like? What's going on with Disney? Am I saying Disney is failing? No. Disney, I believe the market cap is like 175 billion, right? Market cap. Last quarter they made like 25 billion from the earnings report plus 25 billion. Can't forget the B. Can't forget the B. Right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think they had experiences such as like the parks, cruises, stuff like that, that had streaming, and they had sports. Those are three main categories if you are listening to me. Now, experiences out of the 25 billion they made last quarter, just in a quarter. Experiences, I want to say experiences was like 10 maybe, 10, 15. I want to say it was 10. I think streaming was 10 and that was just turning around because streaming wasn't all that profitable previously, but it's starting to be profitable. It's starting to turn around. And sports was like 5, right? Something of that nature. Don't take my word too seriously on that, but close, right? So are they losing money? No, they're not losing money. Let's just be real. 25 billion in a quarter, they're doing pretty good for themselves. But what they are missing and what they are losing is the culture, right? They're losing the relevance game. They're losing the attention game, the attention war, right? Now, old Disney never had this problem. When you think about old Disney, white boy, wet as hell today, boy. My old Disney, when I was a kid, what did old Disney have? They went Disney because they own their pipeline. Now they don't own their pipeline, right? They went Disney, they went Star, then they went Audience, right? So from this, you had inescapable faces. You had Miley. Everybody knows Miley, whether you want to know Miley or not. You know Miley. You had Zac Efron. You had Vanessa Hudgens. You had Zendaya, right? How you spell Zendaya? I think that's it. The show, we could keep going, right? Name after name after name after name after name. Insert your favorite Disney character. Right? New Disney, just do it like this right quick. Who does New Disney have, right? Today, they don't really have anybody, right? Because New Disney doesn't own their pipeline. So what happens now is the creator goes straight to the audience. Damn, my shoulder hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. And after the creator goes to the audience, then the brands come. The brands come after the fact. Now, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. But what it does do is it disconnects Disney from the culture. They're not a culture creator no more. And that's just what it is, right? Let's go ahead and put creator there in case you want to screenshot that. They're not a culture creator. For the executives at Disney who's gonna see this eventually, screenshot that. What's the next problem? Because what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you this last problem, then I'm gonna tell you the quick and easy solution to solve this. Because it's really not that hard. And as for the new guy who just got hired, the new CEO, the part guy, whatever his name is, really you could just sit there and sit on your hands and say I made 25 billion last quarter and not really do anything. But it's a time battle that you're facing, right? The third problem is y'all don't know who y'all competitor is, right? Disney thinks they're going against Netflix, right? Netflix has streaming, Netflix has movies, Netflix has its own IP, Netflix has original content, right? Netflix is the other membership based platform. You're either a Disney member or you're not really Disney. You're like Hulu or you're Amazon or you're Netflix. They think they're going against Netflix or Amazon. And at one point it was Hulu, but they acquired Hulu. So Hulu's now on Team Disney, obviously. Terrible era. Oh my God. Who else is Disney going against? Because Disney is a multifaceted business, so they can't just have one competitor. Disney also believes they're going against Universal. Universal has parks, Universal has IP, and Universal is really starting to eat into their market share when it comes to the parks in particular. That did not go away, right? But in all honesty, Disney's not going against none of these people. Disney's real competition and who they should be worried about is time. Disney's going against time, and Disney is going against. We're not going to do all that. That's too much. Disney's going against attention. Why do I say that? You got 24 hours in a day, right? The clock goes around twice, spin the clock or whatever. 24 hours in a day. The average person may not even interact with Disney on a regular day. Or if they do, they may just interact on such a small scale that they don't even realize they're interacting with Disney. So they can't possibly be overly loyal and overly proud and overly intentional about it. Right? You wake up, you may watch a podcast, you may watch a movie, you may get on YouTube and watch your favorite content creator. I forgot to put YouTube up here, but the average person may not ever watch Disney for a long period of time. They can't beat the market share because they don't realize that time is their biggest issue, along with attention. Right? There's only so much attention that you have in a day. You're going against short form, TikTok, and you're going against people who have cult like followings, which are creators. So the market has shifted. You got gaming, you got streamers, you got this, you got that. And truthfully, all they can do is adjust. Here's the adjustment. Here's the way that they turn the Disney frown from Mickey Mouse upside down. Because Mickey's not frowning yet because he's counting his money, but as soon as he's done counting his money, he's going to realize the sky's not going to be that sunny for too much longer if they don't get this issue resolved, right? Now, there are multiple different solutions, right? And I would do this. What I would do. Whiteboard is wet as hell. If Disney gave me the keys, my first thing would be a creator. What did I call it? I called it a creator ecosystem. That's what they need. So they need creator partnerships. They need streamathons, sponsored by Disney. Streamathons at Disney. Streamathons with Disney. Maybe a Disney princess in there somewhere, right? They need live events, maybe meet and greets with creators, or bring a creator to the park, let the creator ride on all the roller coasters, right? My favorite out of all of these is they need an interactive fan voting campaign. What do I mean by a fan voting campaign? Vote for your princess. Now think about it, right? One of the complaints people have about the parks is the expense, how expensive it is, right? Now, me personally, I never really came from too much money, so I've always thought the parks were expensive ever since I was young. But it's never been an issue because the magic that Disney produced made you think that it was worth it and you felt valued as a customer. I think they just need to reconnect with their customer and make the customer feel more valued. How do you make the customer feel more valued? You listen to them. With anything, you listen to people, right? So, say you had a campaign where you allow people to vote for their princess, and you could vote from your favorite singers, right? Maybe you got Taylor Swift. She's in the running to be. Oh shit, Taylor Swift. Maybe you got, I don't know, Kendall Jenner, or who's a famous streamer that everybody likes? Yana J. I don't know if it's JAY or what it may be. Like, and then you got people voting, right? So now you have all three of these fan bases. This is going to create people talking about it all over short form, right? They're going to be talking about this on TikTok. Fans are going to be up in the uproar, talking about it all over TikTok. You have to vote for Taylor. You have to vote for this person. Why? The streamers, especially if the streamer is in a running. You literally have a streamer talking about you and marketing you for a whole month, a whole year, however long you want the campaign to be, right? Whoever it may be. And even if you have a guy who becomes Prince, right? Kai Cenat. Why Disney has yet to part with Kai Cenat and put him in a movie? Why Kai Cenat was in Scary Movie 6 before he was in a fucking Disney feature or had did anything with Disney beats me. That was a fumble, in my opinion, right? So you got singer, you got influencer, and you got streamer. And so on and so on and so on and so on, right? And then at the end of this campaign that you have, what do you get? Honorary princess. Or prince. maybe for a year, maybe for a few months, and you run a media campaign with this, right? So now what you just did is you just took your biggest competition, which was truly the streamers and time, and you used your platform to leverage your competition to help you. Because at the end of the day, Disney may have 10 different businesses, but those 10 different businesses gives them the largest platform. Now they can put this honorary prince or princess at the park. They can have characters, they can have merch, they can put these people as mascots, they can do press runs, maybe movies, shit, maybe even do a Fantasia with Taylor Swift now. You feel me? Like, this is what I would do. At the same time, I would do that. How much room do I have? It's a decent amount of room. I'm gonna erase it anyway, though. Let's erase it. At the same time I'm doing this, there's two more things that I would roll out simultaneously. Maybe even half a step behind. The first thing I'll roll out is Disney. What do I call it? I called it Disney One. Right? Disney has Marvel, Disney has Pixar, Disney has, what else does Disney have? They really have everything. I can't go wrong. I can name anything, honestly. Hulu, ESPN, Disney has Star Wars. Can't forget about Star Wars. Cruises, park, and classic shows, right? Classic shows. And the TV network, even still to this day. Merch. And I'm probably still forgetting something if we're being honest. What Disney needs, because all of these have different, for the most part, all of these have different entry points. Hulu may have three different offers. You can get Hulu One, you can get Hulu Plus, you can get this, you can get that. ESPN, I know for a fact you can get ESPN this, ESPN that, this version of ESPN, and these are all just subscription based. Oh yeah, they also got Disney Plus. Disney Plus has maybe 4 or 5 offers in itself, and then you can bundle it with these other ones, right? You may only have TV for the people who only have cable, and you can only watch this by itself, right? These are all things that are disconnected. And on the off chance that you run into one with the other ones, the offer is confusing. It's not it's not jointed correctly, right? What Disney One is one hint offer for everything. Now, am I saying you get to go to the cruises and to the parks for maybe $45 a month? No, but maybe you get discounts. Maybe you get discounts. Maybe throw everything in here and you get discounts on certain shit. Can I cuss on YouTube? Either way. That's what Disney wants. And what it does is, instead of you being subscribed to Hulu and not to ESPN, and being subscribed to ESPN and not Marvel and not Pixar and not Disney Plus, and how I had the chart earlier where all of these things all fed back into Disney. There were like 8 different businesses all feeding back into Disney. What it does instead is it structures it like this. Since Disney is the parent company of all of these, and Disney is the main one getting the profit from all of these, it structures them instead of a web. It puts everything in its proper place under Disney where it should be. So now, when you go into ESPN, you understand that you're a Disney member. You go into your Disney account first. When you go into Hulu, you understand you're a Disney member. You go into your Disney account first. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's the simplest thing. The other thing that they should have, and we're going to erase just half of this because I don't want to keep erasing. And put it right here, just a box logo, right quick. Square, 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 square. So on and so on and so on. Y'all understand it. Y'all saw me right. The other thing that Disney should have is Disney XP. Basically, a rewards program. Now, if you're into business even a little bit, you understand the importance of a rewards program and how much it influences people to be loyal and to stay with your company and your brand and to overconsume. Right? So if Disney had a rewards program for watching content, visiting parks, what else? Buying merch and voting, and all of these things then converted to XP, and the XP maybe got you a free month of Hulu or Disney One, or free shirt, let's say D1, or a free shirt, or access to the meet and greet I mentioned earlier. Maybe even a discount at a park, right? Maybe even a discount at the park, right? Yeah, it may seem on the surface as if you're losing money because this is discounted. You're putting all of our offers into one. And on the surface, that may be the case. But on the back end, you're going to encourage people to be so much more in tune with the Disney brand and so much more loyal with the Disney brand, from the creator program that you have, from acknowledging that you're watching Disney when you're actually watching Disney, and from the rewards program, that not only will it make itself up, but it'll make an excess. The hell was that noise? Um, in conclusion, right? Disney applies these three things to those three problems that I've laid out. And their market cap goes up, in my opinion, if I'm running Disney for a day. They go from 175 billion to maybe 400. Maybe they are a clear favorite over Netflix at that point. But what Disney needs to realize is creators have all the value. Creators own the audience and they own the talent more than anything. More importantly than anything, creators own the talent. What Disney has is the platform. They should leverage their platform and their distribution to win, honestly. Because you put this plus this and it wins. And honestly, outside of Disney, the first media company that realizes this, whether it be Netflix or it be Amazon or it be Disney, and really Netflix is doing it in its own way because Netflix is starting to do podcasts and things of that nature. But the first brand to figure this out all the way, the first company to prove this, figure this out all the way, they're gonna win.